Hi, I'm Rowetta, and you're listening to Six Towns Radio.
We love music. You are locked into Six Towns Radio.
Okay, it's time to step on over to the telephone because we've got the lovely Rowetta from the Happy Mondays on the line. How are you doing today, Rowetta?
I'm really well, thanks. I'm just so glad the heat wave's over and it's a bit rainy. We needed it in Manchester.
The only guy in Manchester who's probably got a smile on his face is the guy who sells brollies up by Piccadilly Station. He always does a good trade.
And me as well. I can't stand the heat. I go away a lot. I don't like it when it's hot, so I'm really happy. That's why I live in Manchester, for the rain. I love it.
You're coming to the Junction 16 Festival on the 11th of August. Are you excited to bring the band down to Crewe?
Oh, definitely. My son actually used to support Crewe Alexandra, and he don't really support anybody now, but he did for years. He supported Crewe. So I've been a couple of times to watch the football with him. But I don't think I've ever played in Crewe. I don't think I've ever sung there. And I've got so many friends from Stoke and from Manchester, obviously, and locally, and that can travel from Nottingham as well, are going to travel over for it. So it's brilliant. And also Peter Hook's playing, who I also sing with sometimes, but I won't be on that day. But yeah, so it's great, and 808 State, who I'm getting along with really well. So it's a great lineup, and I'm really pleased that the Mondays are headlining. It's going to be a fantastic day. And I just love the fact we just did one in Warrington. It's just brilliant. There's something about the North. The audiences are brilliant.
Yeah, you've been there with the Happy Mondays since 1990 when they were growing to such a massive audience then, and you stayed with them till the split, and then you all got back together recently. Was it easy for you all to get back in a room?
No, it was the opposite. It wasn't easy at all because some of us, I hadn't spoken to Sean for 12 years. Mm-hmm. His brother hadn't spoken to him for 13 years. I think Mark Day hadn't spoken to Sean for maybe 19 years. So the thought of it was like terrible. We're all like, if you've not spoken to someone for years, how are we going to get along? But because me and Bez are like brother and sister, and I get on so well with the others, I wasn't too worried. I was just worried about, will we last, and can we do a tour together? But, it's been so brilliant. We've all been really surprised and happy about how well we have got on. We don't spend too much time with Sean together anymore. I think we used to socialise together too much, and arguments start, and especially with the brothers as well. So now there's no arguments, there's no dramas. Everybody's grown up, probably apart from me and Bez, who's still a bit childish. But and we just have a laugh. Me and Bez, we always party afterwards. Mark Day does quite often. A lot of them have sobered up now, so it's a different kind of band now. But on stage, musically, it's miles better. To be honest, it's everybody's playing and singing better than ever. So it's much easier that way to work, and it's much easier to travel and stuff because we all get along and there's no bad stuff, drinking, drugs and all that lot's gone, and all that rock and rolly stuff. It's not really there anymore, so it's miles easier.
I suppose the cleaning up of the band, because you've seen all of you on TV, has definitely helped. Yeah. Sean's a changed man, he's had his teeth done recently, hasn't he, as well? He's trying to clean up and every...
Birds, yeah. Pair of them, they've got big smiley faces now, yeah. It's like, it's you know what, though, they need, I think if you're naughty for too long and your teeth rot away, it's nice to get them done. I think it's given him a new confidence, and it's nice to see him smiling more now, and he seems to be a lot happier. He's got two little girls, other children as well, but he's loving having these two little girls, and he just seems really, really happy. Everybody is actually at the minute. It's really happy to see. Paul Ryder's son's got cancer. He's only 11, so that's a really horrible thing that's going on at the moment. They're having actually a benefit night on the 9th at Life in Manchester for Chico, Paul Ryder's son. But other than that, everything's absolutely lovely, and we're all rooting for Chico and hope he recovers.
Definitely hope he does recover. Of course, you appeared as yourself in 24-Hour Party People. How accurate do you think that film was of the time?
No, there's a lot of people that were there, like Tony Wilson was still around there, very much involved, and a lot of people that were actually there at the time were involved. But people have to remember it was a comedy, even though it was done so brilliantly, and a lot of the actors were great. It was a comedy, so obviously it was a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff, and a lot of things that didn't really happen, but they were just exaggerated. But I just had a ball making that film, and I'm still really good friends with the filmmaker, Michael Winterbottom, and the guy who played Bez, Chris Cogula, is one of my best friends. We go away together a lot. He's just written the film Spike Island.
Yes.
So it's fantastic. I'm in it for 2 seconds as well, playing myself. But no, it's brilliant. We were like a family. It was like a new band when I was in that. Yeah. And I'm still really good friends with the lad who plays Sean. As I say, we go on holiday with the lad who plays Bev. So Paul Popwell, who plays Paul Ryder's a mate. So yeah, it's really nice.
I think it was brilliant, the cast, there's so many different cameos. Of course, Steve Coogan was fantastic as Terry Wilson, but the little cameos like Ralph Little, Paddy Considine's in there, Peter Kay, there's so many big names that were brought together.
Loads of comedians were brilliant in it because they're friends with Steve Coogan, so they all wanted to be in it, and because of the music and the legacy and everything, it was fantastic, and the guy who played Ian Curtis was amazing, but there were so many people. John Sim was great as Bernard. There was just some really great people in it. So, and it was up for a Cannes Award. We ended up going to Cannes and playing as a band. Paul Ryder played bass with me singing my bits and the actual pretend band. And we were at the Cannes Film Festival doing that up for a Palme d'Or. It was amazing. We had such a great time, and they got us a big filler, and we just partied as if it was the real Mondays. It's fantastic. Confusing for me.
I bet.
Yeah. I kept forgetting when we were filming that it wasn't real. I kept thinking the Sean guy was Sean. I was like talking to him like I can't stand him, and I really got on with it. It was really funny.
I was going to say it must have been confusing because you get lost in it, don't you? When you're on stage performing in any arena, it must be just really confusing.
Yeah, it was we called them the baggy undies. It was really weird because it was like the same songs. They all sang like and played like they're supposed to. The guy who played Mark Day, he played the guitar just like Mark Day, so it was great. But really enjoyed it. It was a brilliant time, and I'd love to make a sequel now. We're back together. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, that would be. I just think it was a great film, and it was well received from all parts.
Yeah, it's just the fact that Tony's lost now. It's so sad because he's not here, and. And it's horrible. So my last memory of him now is his funeral, and we actually the coffin went out to Bob's Your Uncle, a Monday's tune, whereas I'm moaning all over it, and it was his choice what songs. So I don't know why he chose that, but I was like, I never knew he liked that one best. And it was I think it's probably to shock people because it was a shocker, but God rest his soul. We all love Tony.
Yeah, he definitely did like to shock, but always be known with Manchester, as will yourself. You've had quite a good career. Besides Happy Mondays, of course, you've got your own radio show, which is going on strong on Saturdays. You were on the X Factor. You've had solo success, so you've had a good ride in the music business, haven't you?
I've done really good, and little things like when the Black Eyed Peas went and sampled me, so on Boom Boom Pow, which was like one of the biggest, I think it was the biggest record of that year, 2009. Yeah. So I've been really, really lucky as well. I didn't have a great beginning life. I had a terrible marriage, and I just think sometimes, if you keep working hard and be positive, good can happen. And if you're nice to people on the way around as well, and it's tough sometimes, in the way the music industry is one of the toughest industries, but I always believe if you've got talent and you get along with people and you really work hard, it's not just about luck. You do have to work hard, and I'm really, really good with keeping up to date and going on the computers and talking to people on these social networks, because I enjoy it. I enjoy people. I enjoy speaking to people, and I think that's helped me along the way as well.
Have you ever thought of writing it all down, all the experiences?
Yeah, I've been asked to write a book, so I've started it. Yeah, it took me a long time because I said I don't want to do one. I think it'd be too upsetting. Yeah. But I thought if I can do it in my own time, then if it upsets me, I went to Italy and started it, and then I had a break because it was doing my head in, because it was making me cry. So, but I can just step away from it. I'm not having anybody telling me it's got to be ready for Christmas or anything. Yeah. That's not going to happen. It'll be ready. I'm not that old yet. It can be ready when I'm ready. I always said I'd write a book if I ever met George Michael, and I met him backstage at the Manchester Arena, and so when I went home, I thought, right, that's it, I can write a book. Because I used to dream that I'd meet him and have this big smile on my face. And there's this picture of me and George with smiles on our face. And I thought, God, I've done what I wanted to do. When years ago I was in such a bad place, it was just unthinkable. And so even though it's a daft dream to have, that's a dream I did have, and it happened. So.
Well, it could be an inspirational tale for some. So what's next for the Mondays? I know you've got another tour, but is it going to be recording as well? Because there's been so much talk about this. Is this already happening?
Yeah, we did. We started writing. We got about 9 songs actually done, more or less with vocals and everything as demos. But then, to be honest, Paul Ryder lives in LA. Gaz lives in Canada. He moved back to Canada. Paul Ryder's son wasn't well, so he can't spend as much time here. So it is on hold. We may do maybe an EP or get the album done, but it's done. We were talking about who's going to produce it. I met Paul Oakenfold at a Rosie's gig in Dubai, and I was saying that he'd be great. But I also asked Nile Rodgers, and Nile Rodgers replied only 2 weeks ago. He sent me an email back, and he said it would be a great idea. He's really busy because of the Daft Punk thing. Yeah. But he said if he can get a window, possibly in 6 months' time. So that'd be amazing if Nile Rodgers got involved, because he's a big fan of the Mondays, and we love him. Wow. And I keep dancing on stage with him because I love him. Wow. But I think he'd be brilliant. He'd bring like a whole new disco-y thing to it. It'd be fab.
Well, that's the thing. What he's doing now with Daft Punk, he was doing 30 years ago with Chic, and he's a great producer.
He's way ahead of his time, though.
Yeah.
He's an innovator, and everybody respects him. But he's really influenced the Mondays, and he saw that, especially in the guitars. And he's always loved the Happy Mondays. So when he met me, he was going, I love Happy Mondays. I went, really? And he's like, I love Happy Mondays. And this was last year. And then with Johnny Marr was at this gig. And Johnny Marr was really bigging me up. He said I'm one of the best singers in the UK. So I was like, well, that's not, like if he says that to Niall Rodgers, maybe Niall one day, because I always go, Niall, write me something. You know what I mean? But I know he loves the Mondays, so probably it'll be, hopefully, a collaboration with the Mondays and Niall Rodgers. Hopefully, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know in this game. Well, you just mentioned Paul Oakenfold, of course. He was synonymous with the pills, stores and bellyaches.
Hopefully he'd be involved in something as well. I know Sean's really keen on working with one of his old producers. I think it's Quincy Jones's grandson. So it's just a matter of making sure who's available and when, because we're not in a rush to do it. We're really, really lucky at the moment. We're getting gigs all over the world offered us. So because we are playing well, and it's just been brilliant. So yeah, we have got a tour. We've got Manchester Ritz. It's sold out pretty much straight away. So we've got another Manchester Ritz date on the 15th of November that's for sale now, and all over the country in November, December, and that's going to be the Bum tour. We've not done hardly any songs from Bummed. I didn't sing on Bum, so we're reworking all the songs. And the Bum tour, a lot of people, it's the favourite album as well. So it's just going to be different because they've heard Pills and Thrills now, and we'll probably do an anniversary tour of the Pills and Thrills one in a couple of years. But for now, it's going to be Bummed at Christmas. So yeah, it's going to be brilliant. At the minute, we're doing a race course on Wednesday. That's my next gig with the Mondays. We're doing Sundown races, so that'll be good.
Yeah, it's all sounding amazing. I'm so glad we finally got you on. I wanted to get you on before, but I think this is the right moment to speak to you, Rowetta. And I want to say thanks for coming on.
Hopefully see you all at Junction 16. It is going to be brilliant. It's just, I think they've got a great lineup. This reminds me, it could be a bit like Ellen Road, which is one of my favourite days ever. And anyone who saw us at Ellen Road, with the bands at the time, it was the Lars, the High. I think the Farm did that one as well. So and Northside, it's going to be one of them days, I think, that'll stick in everybody's mind. So I'm really excited. I've no idea where it is, to be honest. It's Bentley Court Farm, is it?
Yeah.
So, but hopefully, I'm sure it'll be great. I will find it. If I have to drive there, walk there, I'll get there. And I think they've got buses going to all the train stations in Stoke and in Liverpool and maybe Manchester. So just come down. It's going to be a great, great day. It's going to be one of them. If you miss it, you're going to go, oh no.
It's just up the road from us, obviously on the A500 from Stoke to Crewe, just over the border into Cheshire. Dead easy to get to. It's going to be a fun day. It's a fantastic place to have a gig out in the open, and I want to wish you all the success with that. Good luck with everything, Rowetta. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. Take care.